There are so many damn things going on in the world, and it's hard to keep up with all the damn things that are out there. And of course, a lot of people have seen this outrageous video that was a couple weeks ago or a few days ago or whenever, and some damn dude, 6-foot tall dude, was allowed to cheat on a team, girls team, and went up against, and these, I don't know if they were both charter schools or one was a private school and the other was a charter school. Charter schools are basically private schools. Anyway, they get public money. But anyway, in any case, this guy was allowed to compete, allowed to cheat, and his team went up against an all-female team, and at least three, or it doesn't say at least, but injures 3 female opponents. And then there was a shocking video of him that he just basically hurled the poor girl on the ground, on the floor. And it's a wonder he didn't kill anybody. But you see, I was looking on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you call it. And there was some damn lady, and I'm not going to name her name, but she said, talked about all the scholarships, and these poor girls are going to miss out on the scholarships. And, it's not that easy an issue for them to walk away, and there'll be all kinds of negative repercussions. Well, guess what? If you don't walk away, you risk getting the hell killed or disabled at the very best. So, yeah, there's no choice but to walk away and not tolerate this bullshit anymore. And if it isn't the girls, if they're young girls, the parents. Okay? Yes, scholarships are nice, but you know what? If the right has their way, there'll be no Title IX. I mean, it's bad enough what Biden's trying to do and stuff, the Biden administration, but if the GOP has it their way, there wouldn't be a Title IX. Despite all the dishonesty of the Independent Women's Forum and Alliance for Defending Freedom and Concerned Women for America, all of them arms of the CNP. They throw a few token women out there on the right. And, we support that. They don't. It's a con. It's a con to distract from the real issue. The real issues that they're doing. They're chipping away at the right of women to participate in the public sphere. And they're not on the same level. At least you can go into the Democratic Party, form women's caucuses, and try to make an impact, because that's your only choice. The GOP is down the shithole. And speaking of Title IX, there was some woman, and I don't know, can't remember her name, but she's with the United Nations, and she's talking about Title IX and why Title IX needs to be preserved as intended and not allow men to cheat in women's sports. And of course, it's a matter of fairness, and of course, it's a matter of life and death. And this dude that did what he did should be kicked off the team, but he's proof that men are damn dangerous to play in any kind of sport, especially the contact sports. Some woman's gonna get killed, or some girl's gonna get killed. Oh, but they're yammered about, but the scholarship. It's like women, I don't know what it is about some women. They want to just pass the buck, pass the buck, pass the buck. Oh, we can't do it. We have to preserve our right to scholarships. And never mind the future female athletes coming up. They're not going to have a damn chance because you didn't stand up for what is right. Okay. And then, of course, I think some crocodile tears are in order for old, that dude who calls himself a woman, Emily Bridges. God, who knows what his real name is. Anyway, he is whining because I don't know, he's whining about being harassed or something. He's not riding in women's cycling events anymore. So, in an interview with ITV this week, Bridges announced that he's planning to take sporting... Oh, yeah. Here we go. Sporting body, British cycling to the European Court of Human Rights because it will not allow him to compete. So he didn't quit. He wasn't allowed to compete in women's events. Well, there's so many goddamn male cheaters in that sport, in women's cycling. I mean, you think about old Lance Armstrong and how he cheated in men's cycling. But, he was a dude, and he competed with dudes. He was a cheat, but he cheated along with, in the men's. He didn't go around pretending like he was a female. But now, hey, there's all kinds of cheating now allowed, or was allowed. And anyway, according to rules brought up by British Cycling last year, only athletes who were born female are permitted to enter women's races. Yep. In drawing these up, it cited numerous studies demonstrating the vast differences in strength, size, and stamina between men and women. Yep. It would be impossible to maintain fair competition for women. British Cycling concluded, if men could freely enter them, we're not going to call them trans women. That's bullshit. Okay, so I hope he loses, and he probably will, because the tide is slowly turning, ever so slowly. And as I was saying, I was talking about old policy or Project 2025, and anyway, you can access this damn thing online. I'll put it on here, but this is what they have in store for us. And the religious right will play a big factor, the Christian nationalists. And damn it to hell, you better be scared what they've got in store for women. If you're a woman, hey, ain't no way you should be voting GOP. Ain't no way you should be voting for Trump. Ain't no way you should be voting third party. Yes, Biden is a little more than a little tone deaf on this deal, but let me tell you, this shit, you ain't going to have a chance because you aren't going to be in the public sphere anymore. And we're seeing the goddamn insanity. We have this. We have judges like in Alabama who are treating embryos as children, frozen embryos. Well, this is what this is really about, in my opinion. This really isn't about the embryos. And whether clinics, IVF clinics, are going to be charged with mass murder. What they want to do is shut them down because they're opposed to IVF. And they don't think IVF is a good idea. And besides, there's going to be plenty of babies up for adoption because, well, even of the right kind of babies, the white babies, there's going to be oodles and oodles of them that will be available for adoption because of the anti-abortion shit. See, that's the fantasy. And then, of course, they adopt the babies, and then the women give them up for adoption, which isn't going to happen, and it hasn't even before Roe v. Wade, when the stigma was taken off, so-called illegitimacy. When that was taken off, then the babies started drying up, or the supply, not the babies drying up, but the supply of white babies especially was drying up. But that ain't stopping the anti-abortion nutters because they want to bring all of that back so that women, especially poor women, they'll be forced or coerced into giving the babies up. And so this is what this is about. This is this fantasy these nutters have, that if they could close down the IVF things, hey, they could go ahead and adopt couples, and we only want couples, married couples, heterosexual married couples. Then they will adopt those little white babies. That's what they're hoping. That's what they're hoping. It ain't gonna happen, because that train left the station decades ago. Let me tell you, the maternity homes, you know, that it was so shameful for women to get, young girls to get pregnant. Oh God, what a shame that was. And they'd go to these damn homes, and be forced to quit school. They would be kicked out pre-Title IX. That's one of the things about Title IX, is that it made that illegal. And so it's not just about sports by any means. And while the daddy guys, if they were not adult men, they were allowed to stay in school. So, yeah. I mean, I'm old enough to remember that shit. Okay? And about all the shotgun marriages and all the teen marriages and all that other crap. But that's what's in store for women, is going to be a return to the 50s. And the shame. This is what it is. Oh, yeah, and then, of course, Oklahoma is not okay. Let's look at Oklahoma here. What the hell? Don't I have it right? Well, I can't. What the hell? I didn't... Okay. Well, guess what? I am not finding Oklahoma. So I got to go up here. Ah, shit. I hate that. God damn it. Oh, yeah. This was something Jessica Valenti talked about. And that's over it. But I'll get the original link. Yeah, they were going to put a database in Oklahoma about all the women that have had an abortion. Now, I don't know how the hell they could even do that. Given HIPAA, I don't know how the hell they could keep a database and invade their privacy like that. But that's what they have in store. They're going to put all the women on a blacklist. No, it's not legal. So if that thing passes and is signed into law, it would never be legal to do it because of medical privacy. But see, they want to shame women. You know, they're sluts. And these people have a deep, deep belief in the double standard. And they want to prop up patriarchy. They want so badly to prop it up because men are losing control of women. They never had any right to control them. Ever. And if women out there are belly aching, and I'm going to throw it out there, if they're whining about separatism and they're belly aching about that, well, you know what? Better to be a separatist than to marry some goddamn porn sick idiot, lazy idiot that doesn't pull his weight in the house. In the household. And I've got other articles I could talk about too. But I'm running a little long at the tooth. And anyway, I think that was all I was going to talk about. Kind of point to these articles. But tomorrow I get the shot in the lower back. The cortisone shot. And actually, I keep thinking, well, do I really need to have the shot? But I probably do because I have a little bit of low back pain. But man, I'm doing so much better than I was. It's just amazing. But I have been out on medical leave for almost 2 months. I would never, ever, ever recommend tearing one's piriformis muscle and the sciatic nerve and messing that up. That was one hell of a pain. I don't want to go through that ever again. That was the worst pain of my life. So if somebody comes on here, some troll comes on here and says, well, you need to quit whining. You need to quit whining about your health. Well, fuck that shit. I'll whine all I want to. I'll complain all I want to. You know, it's my channel. It's my party. I'll do what I want. Okay. Anyway, on that happy note, that is the end.